presentation is loaded. There's a conflict still between Mac and a PC. So, my situation is that mobile phones and I don't get along. When they first came out, I kept finding that I get this humming and buzzing in my ear, and finally, and I left it at that. And the industry growed, and my son got his iPhone, and my wife got her phone, and everything was fine. I was just a bit eccentric. So, about 18 months or so ago, I was in Lucan Garda Station. Being a man of convictions, a bit like John Gallagher, I was in the Garda Station, and I was standing there, and I was waiting for some other business, and two people walked in. And the man said to the guard behind the door, he said, "When are you going to fix that antenna, that mast?" And the guard said, "We did fix it." And the woman said, "Oh, no, you didn't." And then it started, an argument. They had spoken with the superintendent before, and they had been promised that it would be sorted. And the woman said, before my eyes, "You're ruining our lives." So that was a bit of a heads up for me. I was curious, but not curious enough. So then, a few months later, I was driving through Clondalkin, and I saw a group of people marching and chanting to take the masts down, and the pylons and all of the electrical equipment that was blighting their lives, they claimed. And that kind of coincided with my own experience with the mobile phone, hearing those people saying that their lives were being ruined by the mast behind the Lucan Garda Station. And now I see people marching, taking to the street to complain about microwave radiation and how it was blighting their lives. Was that enough for John? No, I waited. Didn't affect me. I was safe. I was living in leixlip. Then ESB closed and a mast went up in the village. And there were rumblings in the village, but nothing terribly, demonstrative. People were contained. Then the specter of a long-awaited Garda station came up. Now we've been fighting for a Garda station, Pat Cooney especially, and a few others, for a good 20, 25 years. So how could anyone go against something that the whole community wanted for so long? And about 18 months ago then, I saw one of the town councilors, and I mentioned the problem with the mass that they had been having in other places. And I said, "Could you kind of make sure that we don't get one here?" And he said, "What do you want me to do about it?" And I said, "Stop it." And nothing happened. In fact, just the opposite happened. I live directly behind the Garda station, and the mast, radiation from the mast, will radiate into my home 24/7, directly into the front room, the sitting room, and the two front bedrooms upstairs. Other people are complaining there must be a better way to look at this problem. So then I ran across, I do a bit of research, I do a bit of writing and a bit of journalism, and I started doing a bit of research. And the deeper I got into it, the more frightening it became. And then I ran across Tetra, which is the system the guards are using. And that seemed even more frightening. And I got in contact with a lady called Magda Havas. She's with Trent University in Ontario, I think. And the situation, the reason I contacted her, the reason she got involved in it, in microwaves, was that she was requested by the city of San Francisco to investigate the safety of Wi-Fi, because they were planning to roll it out citywide to all the residents of San Francisco. And she did a report, and the report, it It was handed in on April 16th or 17th last year, and the day after, it was canceled in San Francisco because it wasn't safe. A day later, it was canceled in Dublin. So with all of these things happening about this, we weren't getting any direct answers. And I have to give the independent newspapers full credit because they have constantly updated us with the different elements, different events that were happening around microwaves. But nowhere was there any complete information about what is happening to the country. And then, as I researched it more, I ran across a problem in Carrick on Shannon. This was 10 years ago. Jim Roman, the man who's doing the filming, had saved a bit of prescient, I think, from 10 years ago, a clip from Nationwide about people living around the power lines and electrical installation, and they were all dying, and they were dying of cancer. And in fact, during the progress of the film, the chairman of the group who was looking at it and trying to place complaints, the chairman died. And one of the people who were on the program, she died. Put it up on the website. So that's ancient history, but the point is that this has been going on for years, and nobody has been paying attention to it. It's a cluster around that mask. It's a cluster around this mask. To me, as an ordinary human being, that looks strangely like something scientific, something. Now, regarding our own mask here at the Garda station in Leixlip, I guarantee its safety. No reply. That may